Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Sorry if you can't see my face right now. As you can see from today's title, we're doing a brush decluttering. I'm going to split these two videos up into one eyeshadow and one face brushes. So today's video will be focusing on face brushes, all of that sort of stuff. So if you want to see me declutter some brushes, get rid of some, I just feel right now like they're hella dusty. I apologise that a lot of them that I do not touch get dusty. I cannot be the only person that has that. If I am, then more for me. But yeah, so I've got I haven't got loads, but I have got I've got too many brushes right now, so I do need to declutter a few, just because I want to make room for new ones, or I just want to make sure that my collection of brushes is perfect for me. Some brushes that I just will never use or never touch. So yeah, if you want to see me declutter my brushes, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start from just anywhere. I'm not going to do my normal eyeshadow brushes today. I'll do that in a video that will be up probably Sunday. But yeah, I'm probably going to declutter quite a few brushes, just because if I don't use them, what's the point of me having them? So I'm just going to pick out anything random. So this is a Profusion brush right here. It's more of a fan brush. I'm probably going to gift this to like my mum or someone like that who will probably use this. This is brand new. It hasn't been used at all. So that is going. We have this brush right here, which is a Spectrum A05 brush. I'm not too sure about this one. A lot of these have a bit of dust in, so I'm going to have to give these a clean, obviously. But I'm not really too sure what I think of this. I probably will get rid of this just because... Actually, I could use this as a blush brush. I'll put this in my don't know pile just because it's not dense enough for me. I tend to like a little bit more denser brushes, especially for blush or for bronzer. Next, have this guy right here, which is another Spectrum brush. I do really like Spectrum brushes. This is an A00 brush. This is like a big powder brush. This is definitely going to my mum just because I don't really use these type of brushes. These are so dusty. I'm going to give them a nice lovely wash. You can tell these are absolutely brand new. I've had these for about a year now. Haven't touched them. They're lovely brushes. Just I don't really powder my face down just because I'm not an oily girl, and my makeup stays anyway due to setting sprays and whatnot. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one. We then have here the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. I've had this for the longest time. I'm going to get rid of this. This was a fan fave like from like 2015 to like 2017. This I was so gassed about when I was so hyped up about when I got this in PR. It's absolutely filthy. I do apologise. So this one is the first one to go. We then have another powder brush by Sigma. So I'm going to put this in a little pile of brushes to give to my friends. I'm going to wash them. Like I said, some of them go to my mum. This is a Spectrum A01 brush. I just don't see myself using this again, like I said. So yeah. Next we have this Fenty Beauty highlighter brush. I don't really get the idea of this brush, to be honest. I'm going to keep it. I just feel as if it does look a little bit rough. Like I've only used this maybe once or twice, but I don't know, it just looks a bit rough in terms of how it's produced. But I'll keep it. Probably nice to apply blush on, but yeah, if not, this will probably be going. Next we have this Wet n Wild brush right here. Again, I'm doing this because there's so much dust in there. Again, I don't think I've ever used this. I like how it has the little grip bit there, which is nice, but I don't really see myself using this too much. I'm going to put this in my I don't know pile, and then I will probably see if I'm going to keep it or not. The next brush we have here is a e.l.f. brush. I think this is one of their like glowy brushes. I don't know why. I think I spilt glitter on all of my brushes. So this is one of the brushes. I'm going to keep this because I think this would be great to apply a blush with. Next we have here another Spectrum brush. You can see I tend to have quite a lot of Spectrum brushes. This is the A05 brush. I think I'm going to keep this one for blush. I like these sort of angled these brushes because these are perfect for packing on liquid or cream blush. I always struggle to say that word blush, but yeah, these type of brushes, anything like this, anything like this, all of these type of brushes are great for packing on cream or liquid blush. So we have here a By Bonnie brush. Now I love her brushes. She's like a new brand. I'm not going to keep this one because I just feel as if these type of fan brushes are so like outdated now, in my personal opinion. I have no use for these, so these ones are definitely going. Then have this guy right here, which is a Real Techniques 203 brush. This is a Rebel Edge Broad. Again, I don't really see myself using these type of brushes. I don't like to chisel my face out this way. I'd rather just use creams and then direct the creams where I want it to go, not just in a fixed position. So I'm going to get rid of this one. tapered blending brush from Xoxoxo. I like this. This is very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. It's easy to use. I love the grip in the handle. Definitely going to be keeping this one. That's great for packing on powder underneath the under eyes, or chiseling out with a little bit of bronzer, or just dusting away any excess powder. Again, we have another Spectrum A00 brush. I think I bought collections, or I was gifted collections of these brushes, and they tend to have the same recurring brushes. So yeah, like I said, this one is going to be going away. Then have this fan favourite, which I absolutely love. This is the Zoeva. I'm sorry if it's not focusing very well. This is the Zoeva 126 Luxe Cheek Finish brush. I love this. Great for bronzer. I don't really see myself using this for blush, but for bronzer, this is perfect because it just sits where it needs to, and it really buffs in powder bronzer perfectly. Iconic London type of fan brush. Again, I'm not keeping these. This is brand new, so I will be getting rid of this or passing it on to a friend. I think Unicorn Cosmetics. I've never used this. Again, I'm going to be passing this on to a friend. I just don't like, not that I don't like how it's made, but I don't know, I just feel as if this is going to leave some real streakiness in my makeup. So yeah, I'm going to pass this along to a friend. The Eloise brush. I think I've used this once. I don't know how to use this, to be honest. I feel as if it's too dense for my skin and it's going to drag, which then drag means fine lines and things like that, so I'm trying to stay away from that. So yeah, I'm going to be gifting this to a friend. These are two Spectrum brushes. So we have the A02, which is a foundation brush, which I'm going to keep just because I haven't used this yet. It's brand new and I need to use it again. It's just filled with dust. Again, guys, these are going in the wash. And then we have this guy, which I'm actually unsure whether to keep or not. I think I might keep one of them because I tend to have quite a few. Are these the same brush? Yep, see, I've got two of the same brush here, which is in different lengths. I'm probably going to keep the white one just because I prefer how it looks, and then I'll give this away because this is brand new. And then we also have this one in a sample beauty one, which again I haven't touched, so I'm probably going to be giving this away or throwing it away just because I think this might have been around for quite a long time, and yeah, I'm probably going to get rid of this one. Once again, we have another Spectrum A10 brush, a fan brush. I just don't use these. They're pretty useless to me. I'm going to give these all a clean, so yeah. Favourite ever brushes from when I first started makeup. This is one of the sets. I don't know if you guys remember when Revolution started coming out of brush sets, and they were like £14 or something like that, and you got like 4 or 5 brushes, or you got like a 10 brush set. I love these, but I've had this for way too long now. It's dirty. I need to get rid of this. This is sadly going. We then have this powder brush by 6+. I remember when I worked with 6+ when I first started doing the whole influencer thing. I wouldn't say I was an influencer back then, but at the time I was like getting gifted things, and I think I remember getting this and I was quite impressed with it, but again, it's too old. I've not touched this one just because I don't really see myself using these type of brushes. They're not really my jam. They're normally just to pack on powder. These might be great for like buffing out foundation, but not on me. Again, from that Revolution set, we have the powder brush. I remember using this years ago for my bronzer, and it was a hot mess. So yeah, this one's got to go too. Now, this one I haven't seen for quite a long time. Now, Luella, I did a YouTube video on their brand of brushes, and I must say I was heavily impressed. I'm going to keep this one because I have missed this. This is brand new. It's clean. It's not brand new. I've used it once, but it's clean. It's fresh. So I'm going to keep this one. And this is the Contour Diva Katie. I love their names of their brushes. Next, have another Spectrum brush. You can see I'm a fan of Spectrum brushes. This is a B05. I'm going to keep this. This would be great either buffing out cream contour or packing on concealer or things like that. I love this, or just shaping with powder, so I'm going to keep this one. Here we have a Beauty Bakery Sophisticated powder brush. Again, I don't really I'm going to keep this one because I feel as if I could probably use it for bronzer, for like light dusting of bronzer, so I'm going to keep this one. But we also have these two right here, which I love the shape of this. I don't know if anyone else loves the shape of this, how this looks. This is a Xoxoxo multitasking brush. I think this is so unique. I've not really seen too many brushes like this, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. And I think I'm going to gift this one away because I think I already have this one. Actually, no, this is going to go in the bin because that's got a stain of foundation on there. This is the A05. I think that's cream bronzer actually. Spectrum A05. I've already got this one, so I'm going to be throwing that away. Next, we have this guy right here, which is another unicorn brush. I love their handles, but in my personal opinion, I just don't see a purpose for this brush. I think it's too dense and too short. I just don't really know what I would use it for, so this one is going. Then have this Profusion brush. I'd love if they had names on them. These are the magnetic ones. I'm going to keep this one because this one could be quite a nice bronzer, like diffusing like more of like a sun-kissed glow rather than just like a heavy detailed bronze. So yeah, I'm going to keep that one. And then we have here another Profusion one. I feel as if this would probably use to chisel out the cheeks for a more defined contour. So yeah, I'm going to keep that one. Now the last one in this little eyeshadow set, which will go over here, is this Kiko one. Again, it's a fan brush. I don't really use fan brushes just because when they give a certain highlight effect, it just looks too concentrated and not my sort of thing. So yeah, this is going. Okay, so moving on to the next set. We actually have gotten through this pretty quickly, so I'm really proud. So the next brush that we have is a Morphe M439. Of course, I'm keeping this. I've had this for years. Mine is actually broken. I dropped it and the Morphe glue is not great. So yeah, just be aware of that. But this is such a great foundation brush. This needs a wash, so definitely keeping this one. We then have this guy right here, which is probably one of my favourite upcoming brushes. This is a Scott Barnes 64 brush. Yes, it's expensive. However, this is the best. Like, I've always struggled with baking my under eyes. I tend to use a sponge and then I just dust away with like any old brush. But sometimes using a particular brush drags my under eyes and then causes creasing. But for some reason, if I use this brush and on some powder and then I just press like that and like press down to buff it more in and then slowly swipe away, this gives the most flawless effect ever. Like, honestly, my under eyes have never looked so good. Powders that I would actually not like, I now like because of this brush. So yeah, highly recommend this. It's a great powder brush. It sits perfectly, like that ridge there just sits perfectly on the under eyes and just sweeps. It's gorgeous. We then have another Wet n Wild brush. This, to me, I don't see myself using this. It's a bit flimsy, so I'm going to get rid of this one. We then have another amazing brush. I'm going to link some of my favourite brushes down below in the description, my current favourites, just so if you guys want to get them. For example, like the Morphe one, the Scott Barnes one, this one, which is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I think this is between £2.50 to £6 or something like that. So affordable. You can get this when it's on offer on like Superdrug or on the e.l.f.'s website. It's basically a dupe, in my opinion, for the Morphe one, but Morphe one's a bit bigger. This actually applies a little bit nicer than the Morphe one, and I think it's half the price. I think this one's like £17 or something like that. So yeah, highly recommend. We then have this guy right here, which I think it's probably done its course now. I've had this for quite a long time. This is the Real Techniques buffing brush. I like this, however, I feel as if I'm going to need more brushes in the future, and I just don't really see myself picking this up unless it's just to quickly snack on a bit of bronzer. Like, if you're going out for the evening, you just need to top up quickly. But yeah, do I see myself using this again? Probably not. We then have this guy right here, which is another Scott Barnes 68 brush. This is an amazing stippling brush. Now, I never used to be a fan of stippling brushes just because I felt as if they left me streaky until I actually learned how to use them. Now, sometimes it's about how you apply the product and how you use the brush. So this brush sort of made me love stippling brushes, and now I'm keeping all of them because I think they're incredible, especially for blending out cream contour, sometimes with foundation, depending on the foundation that you're using. I don't actually like to use these for matte foundations. I prefer them on dewy just because they allow the glow to seep through a bit more and they don't suck up any product onto the brush. So yeah, I love this one. Again, this is more expensive, but his brushes are next level. I thought it was, oh, it's just the price tag, but no, Scott Barnes put time and effort into this. This is a bomb brush. Another one that I'm definitely keeping, which is from Real Techniques. This is one of my favourite brushes. It's the cutest thing ever. This is the Blush Brush by Real Techniques. A great little brush for just applying any old powder blush. So yeah, definitely keeping that one. We then have this one right here, which I'm highly disappointed in. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I think I'll keep it just because it was given to me in PR and I just like the sentimental value of it. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills A19 brush. This just literally, as I use it every time, I'm not even putting it hard, I get tons and tons of hairs that just fall out of this brush. I don't know what it is. Can you guys see that on the floor, on the table? It's just completely covered in hairs like this. It's non-stop, and I don't know why that keeps happening. So when I do my makeup, every time I start like blending, I end up getting hairs stuck to my face. So yeah, I'm going to see what I'm going to do with this, see if maybe it just needs to shed for a while and then it will go back to its usual, I don't know, but yeah, maybe the glue's not holding properly, but yeah, a bit disappointed in this one, but I'm going to keep it for now. Not that I'm going to use it, but I'll keep you guys updated. Another Anastasia brush, which I'm probably going to see if I can use a bit more, that I'm going to try and use for blush, is the A20. I'm going to keep all of my Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes because they're sentimental value really. But yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can use this more. Some of these, the reason why I wanted to do this decluttering is because I wanted to make sure that I was using brushes that I hadn't used before, that were like hiding, hence like these ones. So yeah, keeping this one. Then we have this guy right here, which is just on its ends meat, I feel. It's a lovely brush. This is the Luella Powder Woman Penelope brush. This is an amazing brush. I used to love this. I forgot why. I don't know why I stopped using it. I think it's because I got very, very similar brushes. So yeah, these are very, very affordable as well. Great brand to work with. Would highly recommend Luella. So yeah. I have this great bad boy right here, which is the Real Techniques, have no idea because the name rubbed off, but yeah, this is a great foundation brush. It's a little bit more dense, so if you like to pack on a bit more and to get a little bit more coverage and to really press it into the skin, then this is a great one to have. We then have here another 6 Plus brush. This is an angled blush brush. I'm not going to keep this. I've not used it. I don't see myself using it. I think the composition of the brush isn't the greatest, but it's still nice at the same time. It's great for those that are looking for something more affordable. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking. It's someone upstairs, and yeah, getting rid of this one. Then we have this guy, which I don't see myself using this. I haven't touched it. It is brand new, so yeah. I don't really see myself using this, so this is sadly going to go. Then we have this guy, which I don't know what it is. I think I've had too many Profusion brushes right now, so this is probably going to go sadly. But yeah, it's another nice angled brush. It doesn't really sit too nicely on the skin. Sometimes I test brushes on my hands to tell, and if I know it's not going to sit right, then I'm not going to use it. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay, so excuse the hairs, I'll get rid of them now. So next we have this brush, which I forgot I had. I don't know why I forgot I had this, but again, I love this brush. This is the Anastasia A30, a great little foundation brush or like a primer brush, so I will be keeping this one. We have a Spectrum CO3 brush. I think I might already have one. No, I don't, clearly. I'm going to keep this one. Again, this is very, very similar to the... Very, very similar, not similar too much, but similar type of shape. We then have, of course, my Huda brushes. I love, love, love these. These are so greatly made, especially this one. I love, love, love this side. Great powder brush. And also this side for the cream ones. I need to give these a wash. They are absolutely foul. Please tell me off and slap me on the wrist because, yeah, these are dirty. Then we have this guy right here from Colourpop. This is the F24 brush. I'm going to keep this because I feel as if this would be a really nice powder brush. I don't really see myself using this for highlighter, even though it's supposed to be a highlighter brush, but packed on the under eyes, it will be really, really lovely. So we then have this iconic London brush. Now, I don't know... I'm probably going to keep this one. This is going to be a blush brush for me. I've been loving brush. Blah. I have been loving blush lately, so yeah, heavily going to keep this one. This one, like I've said before, I don't like these type of brushes. I don't see them in my collection. I never use them, as you can tell, so this one is going to go. So then we have, this is a great brush. This is an A21. I know this looks like an eyeshadow brush, but this is a great under eye pack-on powder brush. I love it. I'm going to keep this one. Then we have these two from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the A7, which is like a nice powder brush. And then we have an A23. I wish this is a bit more like rounded, like the Scott Barnes one, because that would be great. Because we have this one right here, which is also from... No, I lied. So yeah, this is a great highlighter brush as well. It's one of their most popular ones, I think. We then have, this is a favourite of mine. Now, I can't depart with this yet, even though I've had it for donkey's years, even before I even got into makeup. I just had this in a drawer. I don't know why. I think this is about 6 years old. I'm going to be honest. I think I've had this since I was 14. This is a studio brush. Now this is from Superdrug. This was like £2 or £1, and it's probably the best brush I think it's ever been invented. This is the nicest bronzing brush ever. Like, it just bronzes you up. But it's one of those brushes that are just staple in my collection. I can never get rid of this. I don't think I'll ever be able to. Please don't shout at me for it. It's never going to leave me. I think even when I'm like 90 years old, I'm never going to get rid of this. We then have another Colourpop brush, which is a F23. I haven't got many of their face brushes. I've got loads of their eyeshadow brushes and I love them. I'm going to keep this one just because I feel as if this would be a great like kabuki. This is sort of like a kabuki, but again it sort of looks like a contour type brush, but I'm going to keep this anyway. This one's just one of my skincare ones. Again, I'm just probably the worst because it's just disgusting. This one is a Sports Effects brush. I don't like this one, I'll be honest. It's just not my jam, so I'm going to get rid of this one. This is a Pro brush. You can see what I have done to it. I used to love this, love this brush. It's greatly produced. Love the hairs on it. However, great bronzer brush, but you can just see mine is like being electrocuted. So yeah, this has sadly got to go. Another one I'm keeping is the Blank Canvas Cosmetics F20 brush, a great kabuki brush, just a classic kabuki type brush. So I think it's kabuki, am I wrong? Is it Stippling? I can't remember the names, but yeah, I'm going to keep this one. The last few we have here are this. I'm going to keep. This is the Diego Della Palma brush. I'm going to keep for my skincare videos. And then we have this one, which is the Brushworks. I think I use this for under eye powder, but I don't. I think I don't know. This is in my don't know pile. I just don't really. Ooh, I don't know if I am looking to use this again. We have this brush, which is from the Revolution set years ago as well. I don't really use this anymore, so this is going to go. We then have another iconic London brush, which I'm going to keep because it's like a bronzer brush, and I did actually really like this one, so that's keeping. And then we have another type of like chiseled brush, cheek brush, contour, sculpting, la-di-da brush, but I'm not going to keep this one. Okay, so now the last few. So we have here, if I push that back, we have here the Look Good Feel Better brush, foundation brush. I don't really see myself using this, so this is going to go. We have here an amazing brush by Backstage Beauty. This is their foundation buffer. Of course, I'm keeping this. This is another great buffing brush. Great for clients. If you are a makeup artist and you want to pack on foundation or blend out concealer underneath the under eyes, this is great. This brush surprised me. Ooh, this is the 111 Petite Face Finish brush by Zoeva. I like this. This is great. I'll either pack on powder on the under eyes or blush, so I'm going to keep this one. This is another sculpting type brush from Iconic London. I like this, but I have too many of these, so these are going to go. Then have the Sigma Spotlight Duster. I'm going to keep this. I think as if this is going to be very similar to the Scott Barnes one. I don't think I've used this too much, but this might be nice just to brush away any like excess powder underneath the under eyes or like the contour powder. So yeah. Another brush I'll be getting rid of. This is the 6 Plus Blush Brush. Again, I just don't really see myself using this, so this is going to go. I think we already had an AO2 brush from Sigma. Let me just have a look. I have this one by Luella again. I just don't see myself using this, so this sadly is going to go. One of my favourite brushes. This is the Fenty Beauty 195 bronzer brush. I use this for blush, as you can tell. I wouldn't use this for bronzer just because it doesn't really sit right in my cheeks, but yeah, great blush brush. One of my favourite all-time foundation brushes, this is the By Bonnie 2 brush. Again, this brush is very similar to the Morphe one, but the Morphe one's really big, so it gets a bit messy with this one, but these ones are a little bit more detailed and the brushes are a bit nicer on this one, so yeah, I love this one. We then have this guy, which I actually have to use more. Now this is a Smashbox buildable cheek brush. I think I'm going to use this for blush. It looks gorgeous. I think this would look lovely with cream blush or powder blush. I'm going to keep this one. This is another brush that I really like from Spectrum. This is their CO7. This is a bit bigger than their, or like a bit more denser than their CO3 brush, which you can see, but they're very, very similar. I love this for bronzer. This fits so beautifully in your bronzer area, so yeah, keeping that. Guy from So Eco, this is a angled contour brush. Again, I just don't see myself using this. I have way too many of them, so this is going. We have this amazing brush, which I actually think is from Morphe. It's either Morphe or Sample Beauty. I think this is a Sample Beauty brush. This is a P316. This is an amazing, it's probably my favourite brush from Sample Beauty. This is great for building, like blending out cream contour. I always use this and I always get questions, so this is the brush that I use. And then of course I'm going to keep my By Bronny number 3 brush. This is a great contouring brush. Again, I don't really like to contour, as you guys know, because it doesn't suit me, but yeah, keeping this one. We then have this one by Profusion, which I'm keeping. This is a great under eye powder brush. Of course it can be used as highlighter, but I like to use this as under eye powder. We have this one right here, which is the Expert Face Brush, which is very, very, I think this is the same one as the other one that I showed you from Raw Techniques. I'm going to get rid of this one. We have this guy from Sample Beauty, which is a PB15, which is great. You can see I use this, but I don't know, I just feel, no, I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep this one. And then we have this Keycoat Stippling 0 number 4 brush. I think I'm not a huge fan of how this is like been made, so I'm going to pass this along, but yeah, I do like their brushes, just not this one. Now lastly, onto this set of brushes, which is the last bit, so hopefully this should take us a few moments. Now the one that made me love stippling brushes other than the Scott Barnes ones, this is the So Eco stippling brush. This is amazing. This is better for blending out cream contour. So in love with this. I cannot get over this one. I use this daily, I think, when I'm using my cream contour, so yeah, keeping this one. This is probably my most requested, asked for brush. This is the Smashbox Full Coverage Foundation Brush. In the name, it is full coverage. It will give any foundation, in my opinion, not any, but most medium foundations, it will give that extra plump of coverage. And of course, it's got my name on it because it did get gifted to me. This I love and I will love forever. It's such a great foundation brush. It just packs on beautifully onto the skin. So yeah, highly recommend this. This is expensive, but it is a goodie. I would 100%. This is like something you need in your kit. We then have this bullet brush, which again is another brush I get asked about. I tend to put all my favourite ones in here. This is a Blank Canvas Cosmetics F83 brush. This is like a bullet, great for concealer, blending out concealer. I use this daily. Again, I get asked all the time, so I will be keeping this. One that I actually purchased for contour, like bronzing, but I actually ended up using this for blush. This is the Morphe M405. This is the best blush cream, like blush brush ever. It beautifully blends on in. It just gives a beautiful blush effect. It fits right in the cheeks. As you can see, I actually used this today. So yeah, highly recommend this one. We then have this guy, which is a By Bronny number 1 brush. I'm going to use this for blush because I do like this as blush. I'm going to keep this one. We have this Pro Brush P23, which was a great one, but I just have too many stippling brushes at the moment, so I'm going to be getting rid of this one. Another great brush. This is probably my favourite bronzer brush ever. This is the Face 125 brush by Fenty. You guys see me use this all the time. Sorry if this doesn't ever focus, but yeah, I'm going to keep this one. Another great brush that is highly underrated. This is the Bare Minerals Smoothing Face Brush. This is definitely what it does due to the name. Like, this is definitely a smoothing brush. It has a sort of like dense vibe, however it is slightly like a stippled effect. I haven't really seen too many brushes like this. If I can focus on what I'm talking about, like that, it's very stippled, however it's dense at the same time. So yeah, that is great. I love, love, love this brush. Highly recommend it. I've completely forgot that I had it, so yeah, this is definitely a keeper. I'm keeping way too many. Now this is gotta go. I've had this, probably one of the oldest brushes I've had. Again, this is a U Spicy 30. I can't remember where I got this from. I think this might have been Amazon, when I bought like my 42 brushes from Amazon for like £10. Do you know those days when you used to buy Amazon and eBay brushes? I still do, but yeah, this has gotta go. Now this is a lovely, lovely brush. Now I can't remember what this is because the name rubbed off, but I know it's a Morphe G35, I think. This is a great brush, great for either blush or contour or chiseling out the cheeks or setting powder. It's a multi-purpose brush. I love the effect of it. Great for also probably blending out concealer underneath the under eye or buffing in foundation. So yeah, keeping that one of course. Another highly requested brush to mention is the Blank Canvas Cosmetics F15 brush. Highly recommend this brush for like highlighter. It's gorgeous. It adds like a beautiful glow to the skin. Like it just literally shimmers. It actually applies highlighter beautifully. So yeah, love it. Why was I doing that as if I had bloody highlighter on my hand? We have this Profusion brush, as you can see. Probably not going to touch this, so that's going. Onto the last few, we have an iconic London foundation brush. I'm going to sadly get rid of this one. I think I'm going to give this one to my mum. I don't really see myself gravitating towards these type of brushes, so yeah, that's going. Next, we have these 4 brushes, which I'm actually going to keep all of these. This is a Eddie Funkhauser brush. This is a beautiful highlighter brush. It's more of like a mini version of the Anastasia one that I showed you. We have the setting brush by Real Techniques, which of course I am keeping. We have a Morphe M510 brush, which is a great highlighter brush. However, Morphe brushes, once they're washed, they do this thing. Like this used to be like quite bit more like this, and now it's just feathered out like that. And then lastly, it was like this and then turned into that. So yeah, this is a Zoeva 134 Luxe Powder Fusion brush, but I use this for highlighter. This is beautiful, so I'm keeping all 4 of these. We have here the Wet n Wild Britain Rock highlighter brush. Of course, I'm keeping this one. It's a cute highlighter brush. I love this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the A16 brush. This is great for applying concealer or contour and then just packing on a powder or blending in concealer. I like how this is built. And then we have these 2 brushes. So this is an Anastasia Beverly Hills A18. I'm going to keep this for my contour section. Just because I want to make sure I can put a cool tone contour and really blend it in or for when I use clients. And then this is a Rosalique brush, which I think I've completely mashed up. I don't know if you guys can see that there, unless that's actually how it's built. I think that is how it's built. Oh, okay, I'm going to keep this one for now because I think you can use it with their product from Rosalique, which is like an anti-rosacea. It's like a rosacea product where it gets rid of all your redness. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one. Now, as you can see, all of these are eyeshadow brushes, which I shall be doing for Sunday's video. So that is everything. I'm going to now put all the brushes back for you and then show you what I've got. So these are the ones, oh, it's too many still. These are the ones I'm going to be giving away to friends and family because they're clean. I've got a bunch down here which I'm throwing away, and then all of these ones I am keeping. But we got rid of quite a lot. I think I'm proud. Altogether, well, my hands look huge, but yeah, we did get rid of quite a lot. There is too much here still, but we'll work with it. So I don't think anyone can realise how much I've actually saved here. So we have here all my foundation brushes, which are here. We have my highlighting brushes, and then we have my setting powders. We then have all my bronzer brushes and then all my blush brushes. So that is everything. I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. I will be doing my eyeshadow brushes on Sunday. So yeah, hey, stay tuned for that. If you really enjoyed this video, please give this video a massive thumbs up. Also follow my Instagram, which is at Handset Loose. Thank you for watching once again, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!